Hi, and welcome back to the kitchen with me, Chef D. Today I'm going to show you how to do my baked macaroni and cheese. So let's go over our ingredients and we'll get right into it. Of course, I have some cooked macaroni. I have some Gruyere cheese that's grated. I have some cheddar cheese that's grated as well. I have some whole milk, some half and half, some ground white pepper, all-purpose flour, butter, and salt. So my macaroni and cheese, I use a cheese base that starts with a blonde roux. So that's the first steps that we're gonna do is make that roux. So let me get my pot on. We're gonna get that butter nice and melted. And then we're gonna add in the all-purpose flour. And again, you're not trying to make this get any color. You're just really trying to heat it up and cook off the rawness of the flour itself. So while we're making this roux, this really only takes about 2 to 3 minutes. Go ahead and preheat your oven to 350 degrees so it'll be nice and warm when it's time to put in your mac and cheese. Okay, so we are ready to add in one of our first liquids. So I'm gonna add the milk in first. Now that the milk is added and it's starting to thicken just a little bit, go ahead and add in the half and half. Now that the half and half is nice and warmed up with the rest of the roux, it's really starting to thicken. I would say it kind of looks like really, really loose mashed potatoes. So you're in the right area if your roux looks like that. I'm now going to switch out from my whisk and move to a wooden spoon as I start to add the cheese. So this is what it looks like, which is really, really nice. It gives a wonderful nappe, which means that it's thick, that you can see it clear the back of the spoon and did not come together. So that's where you want to be when it's time to add the cheese to your roux. I'm also going to lower my heat because I don't want the cheese to burn on the bottom. I just want to get it melted. So in goes half of our Gruyere and half of the cheddar. You're just going to slowly mix until it all gets melted. Okay, so our cheese has been melting inside of this roux now for about 3 to 4 minutes. Just continue to mix it to make sure it's nice and smooth. This is the smooth consistency that you're looking for. It looks wonderful. Just continue to mix. So now that our sauce is completely melted, I'm gonna add a little bit of salt and some white ground pepper. Now, depending on what you're going to use to mold up your mac and cheese, I would say go ahead and get that together. So if you're gonna do it in the pan that you're gonna bake it in, get your pan together. I am actually going to do mine in ramekins. Today we're gonna do individual sized macaroni and cheese. So I am going to put my macaroni right into the pot, right into the cheese sauce. So we're gonna add it and get it nice and mixed in. That looks great. I'm sure you could probably hear the sound of the macaroni kind of slushing around. It's absorbing all of this cheese into all the pockets of the macaroni. All right, I'm gonna turn off my stove. And before we get the cheese mixed together, I'm gonna use a little scooper. This is the easiest way to, for me at least, when I'm using this ramekin, to divvy out and make sure I have enough macaroni in each dish. Let's pull that to the side. Okay, so I have all of my ramekins filled. Don't forget to spray your pan with a pan spray to make sure that everything can be released. You want to be able to get it out without a lot of mess. You don't want to spend hours trying to clean the pan after everybody has eaten all of the macaroni and cheese. So the next thing we're going to do is mix our 2 cheeses together. So of course I have the shredded cheddar and the shredded Gruyere. So we're going to mix them together. And mixing them ensures, again, that they are going to get equally the same amounts of both cheeses on all of the macaroni. And all you're going to do at this part is put it on top. Just gonna spread it on top. So our little baked macaronis are ready to go into the oven. Again, 350 degrees, and that's gonna go for about 15 minutes. So let's get them in the oven. So this is it. Our baked macaroni and cheese is right out of the oven. Of course, you can see it's still bubbling. It's extremely hot. It's nice and golden brown. It looks wonderful. And I know that you are going to thoroughly enjoy this recipe. And I can't wait for you to come down and visit me at the Delightful School of Cooking inside of the Southern Food and Beverage Museum.